Hi, I'm Pastor Goodman, and this is the Largely Catechized Life. So your dining room is stupid. I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is. It's this really, really nice room that you have in your house full of really, really nice furniture, but you never actually use it. Like, what's the point of even having it then? That's stupid. And when it comes to the Second Commandment, you shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, we've got this really bad habit of treating it just like your stupid dining room, that it's this list of ways that we should just never use God's name. And it leads us to, well, treating it like your stupid dining room and never using it at all. And that's not why it was given. The commandment is not don't use God's name. It's don't misuse God's name. And that actually really matters. It's not don't say God. It's that when you're going to bring his name up, use it the right way, because, well, God's name is actually so powerful that it does something. That's why we can't misuse it. It's sort of like a car. A car can be used for a lot of things, for good and for bad. If you're going to use it the right way, a lot of wonderful things can come from it. But if you're not, it can actually do damage. God's name is a real thing. It brings real power. And so when it's used for good, good comes from it. And when it's misused, well, real damage can come from it too. God's name is so powerful that he actually not only wants you to have it, but wants you to benefit from it. And he means this for your neighbor too. Luther writes, "We are not to swear in support of evil, that is, of falsehood, and where there is no need or use, but for the support of good and the advantage of our neighbor, we should swear. For it is a truly good work by which God is praised. Truth and right are established. Falsehood is refuted. Peace is made among men. Obedience is rendered. And quarrels are settled." See, it's not that God's name is just never supposed to be on your lips. It's actually the opposite. The meaning of the Second Commandment tells us that we are to call upon it in every trouble, pray, praise, and give thanks. We are actually supposed to be calling upon God because his name is so powerful that it can actually do something to help us. And so, when it comes to swearing by God's name, by promising by God's name, well, it's what follows that really matters. You see, if you're going to promise not just in your own name, but if you're going to trade on God's credibility by bringing his name into the conversation, it's what follows that really actually matters. And so he calls us to not trade upon his name for ourselves or for a lie, but if we're going to actually swear by his name, promise that he would stand behind it, well, we should actually use it for the people that he loves. We should use it to support our neighbor. We should swear in his name boldly, especially if it helps our neighbor, because God's name is so powerful that it can actually do something good. And if he actually hands out his name for us to use, well, then he actually intends for us to benefit from it. God would give us his name in the waters of our baptism, that we can call upon it in every trouble, pray, praise, and give thanks, that we can use it to support our neighbor, that we can use it for the betterment and not just for harm. Otherwise, he never would have gave it to us in the first place. God wants us to have his name. God wants us to call upon it, and God wants good to come from it.